This video is going to be a quick overview of my microblading experience. If you're curious about the process, if you have sparse eyebrows or spotty eyebrows, or even don't have eyebrows, this might change the game for you, so keep watching.
What's up, y'all? My name is Isoke and I am doing my first YouTube video. This video is going to be on the process of microblading, which is all about the eyebrows. I know we've seen some really crazy eyebrow tattoos throughout the years. This isn't that, but it is a form of eyebrow tattooing. We're going to get into those things and kind of like debunk the microblading process. If you have sparse eyebrows, if you have spotty eyebrows, if you don't have eyebrows, like this may be the solution to the eyebrows that you have been like drawing on or like, you know, trying to get for however long. Like this is it, pretty much. We're gonna say this is it.
When I arrived at the BBbar in Brooklyn, we basically got right into the process. We started off with a conversation to get to an understanding of what I wanted for my brows, then Brittany proceeds to start mapping them out. First, she cleaned my eyebrows to get rid of makeup or residue of any kind before she started mapping out the microblading outline. Mapping them out is a standard first step for any microblader, but one of the reasons I really loved Brittany's work was because of the level of precision she approached the whole process with. As you can see, she uses a protractor and a few other measurement tools to make sure your eyebrows are the ideal shape and perfectly fit for your face. Anyone who's really into brows knows that there are a few rules and guidelines to achieving the perfect shape and arch for your face. She uses the rule that your arch should line up with your pupil. She also lines up the outer edge of your nose and eye to determine where your brow should end. When she finished the first brow outline, she asked me to look at it to make sure it was how I wanted and to make any adjustments. Even with all those tools and formulas, there were still minor tweaks that I wanted to make to where it was exactly how I liked it. I adjusted my arch and tail a bit. Once I gave her the green light, she began on my other brow using the same guidelines and matching how the first one came out. I took a look at the second brow to make any changes or adjustments. Then after that, she uses an app to look at the symmetry and evenness of both the brows and do a final review of how the outlines came out. After all things are checked off, all thumbs are up, and everything is set to go, she proceeds with the microblading.
It actually, I think, feels like the sensation of a paper cut, and I know that sounds random and weird and probably mostly random, but I think it feels similar to like when you say like a paper cut hurts. I think that's the same kind of hurt. For any of you who get your eyebrows like threaded, it felt like threading to me, like obviously a more extreme version of threading in terms of like the process lasts for a longer duration than threading does. It's going to be at least 20 minutes of the actual like microblading strokes. And so if you could imagine like the threading process like lasting 20 to 30 minutes, like I think that's kind of how it felt, especially when she started kind of getting to the tails on the side. It was like very like, it was just giving me flashbacks. It was the same feeling for me.
The tool that she uses is a hand tool that kind of looks like an X-Acto knife, but the head of it is like 4 or 5 needles, and that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like a row of needles that are scraping your skin. Don't think of it in the way that you think of a tattoo, because a tattoo penetrates your skin a lot deeper. Microblading is literally on the top layer of your skin, so it is essentially a scratch. It's a scratch with pigment in it. The first couple strokes were hardly painful, but eventually your skin does start getting inflamed. So that's why it started feeling like it was getting a bit worse. I could feel the blood rushing to my brows, and it basically started feeling like a burning sensation, but in a normal cut kind of way, nothing too dramatic. After the first pass, she covers each brow with a thick layer of pigment so that it could seep into the cuts a bit more. After the first pass on both brows is finished, that's when she does put on the numbing cream. The sensation in your brows just goes away. Then she does her second pass, which is more detailed strokes. You can feel it in terms of you can feel that there's something touching your eyebrows, but you cannot feel the cuts. You can't feel what she's doing. It's literally numb. So at that point, I was laying there very comfortable. I could have fell asleep. Finishes off by putting another layer of pigment on both brows and let that sit for about 5 minutes. During that time, she talked to me about the aftercare and kind of was just checking in. It was pretty much over at that point. The pigment was there, and having it over both eyebrows added dramatic effect for the reveal. I definitely expected the results to be amazing, but I was still blown away by how they came out. So a few aftercare things to note: you can't get your eyebrows wet for at least 2 weeks. That means you can't really wash your face, and you have to find what works for you to prevent them from getting wet in the shower. The eyebrows will finish off a bit dark and thick, but over the course of 2 to 4 weeks, they're going to scab over, heal, and shrink, after which they'll be the final color and shape. They also became slightly itchy for me, but she gave me an ointment to put on the brows while they're healing, just like you would a tattoo.
What I want to reiterate is just like, do your research on your person, vet them, like look at their previous work, make sure you love their work, not just like it. Don't just be like, oh, it's okay. Like, you want to make sure you're like, they're it, like, and this girl is it. So like, she was it. I saw her work and I was like, yep. So that's how you need to feel about your person. Check out videos, understand the process, understand their process, have an idea of the process when you come in, so you're not really like encountering any surprises, because I wouldn't really say there was any surprises. Also, just kind of do your own research on yourself in terms of like, are you anemic? Are you allergic to any of the ingredients? You should be able to find out where their pigment and all their tools and things are manufactured, and you should be able to get the information on what's in the ingredients of the things that they use. And you want to make sure that you cross-reference and you like are not allergic to anything that's going to be in there. That's what I would say is necessary for this microblading process. But yeah, I think I actually need to do a follow-up video, so I'm excited for the recap, the re-up, like the post-healing look. So yeah, I guess I'll keep you posted on that, how that goes. Alright, well, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video and if you're interested in any like beauty or hair tutorials, like I'm about to kind of get in the swing of things with YouTube, so I'm excited. Like, I thought this would be a great jumping off point. And anything you're interested, like, just comment below, like, just, you know, DM me, text me if you have my number, you know, let me know what you want to see. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.